Hey, what's going on, YouTube? So, I've got something a little different today I want to show you guys. So, I've been building controllers and when I say building controllers, I don't mean that I'm building them 100% from scratch. I don't mean that. I take a Sony brand controller or a Microsoft brand controller, and I put remap kits, trigger stops, and LED light kits in them. My PlayStation controller is off, but my PlayStation's on anyway. So what I want to show you is this I built for a customer. It's a soft touch, so it's kind of a matte kind of finish. It's really nice. It's almost like a rubbery texture. It's got a soft touch back plate, and these are a textured side rail, which I can get in a multitude of colors. Anyway, this controller itself has a remap kit. So these two buttons here, it works a lot like the Elite controller. Anyway, so those two buttons can be remapped to right bumper, left bumper, right trigger, left trigger, R3, L3, anything on the D-pad and anything on your functions buttons. It cannot be, I don't think it can be mapped to any of these three. I've not tried. So anyway, yes, it's got the, if you can see in there, it's got the remappable. It's also got trigger stops, so much like the Elite controller. And that's long trip. You can throw them to short trip, and you can hear them bottom out. I'm not just stopping the. So anyway, so there's that. And I think I've got a scratch on my camera screen is why everything's a little fuzzy. At least I think you're seeing like two of my hand right now. Anyway, so there's that. This has just an analog RGB. I do offer an RGB kit, a lot like my my PlayStation 4, which you'll see in a minute. So without further ado, I'm gonna pop this in. I'm gonna pop some batteries in this. Okay. And when I throw the second battery in this, you will see these light up, and they will cycle through the colors that are within this kit. So sweet. Now to turn it on, I'm gonna hold my thumb on the batteries. Now it's on. Anyway, so that's that. You hear that little rattly deal in there? That's actually the switch. That switches your colors on this. Now, with saying that, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how these shut off, so like I said, I don't deal with these much. I just pull the battery out and store it. If you got your battery pack, pull it off to charge it. Don't charge it. Please, if you're buying a controller from me, do not charge it with your lights on. The PlayStation 4 controller, I know for a fact, the lights are actuated by your light bar. When you charge it, your light bar is on, so when your light bar comes on, your RGBs come on. There is a way to shut them off on the PlayStation controller and the full RGB kit for your Xbox controller. I'm gonna slide the battery cover back on. So what I've done to this one is, like I said, the remap trigger stop kit, the analog RGBs, which, like I said, I don't deal with these much, so I'm not a connoisseur of the analog RGBs. The kits where I can get kits where your D-pad lights up and your functions button lights up, along with these two. Those kits are different. They can be turned on and off easily. So I'm going to show my PlayStation controller here. So as you can see, my PlayStation controller is, the RGBs are off. My controller is on. I don't want to mess with a whole bunch of stuff, so I had to jump off my menu. Anyway, so like I said, it is on. Now to turn this RGB set on, you hold L1, the right directional button, and square for 5 seconds. And I just hit a button because my Remap kit's on. Anyway, so if you watch, hold it for 5 seconds, and my triggers will light up, so you will know it's on. Boom. And I've just got this on gradient for your guys' purposes. Anyway, like I said, I wish my camera wasn't scratched, but so this kit, I can actually single out like sections of the controller. My triggers, this set of triggers is one section, this set of triggers is another section, your functions button is a section, and each analog stick is a different section, your home button is a section, and your D-pad is a section. So you can change the colors individually. So I can make this blue, red, blue, red, green, pink, purple, yellow, and teal or aqua or whatever the other color is. Anyway, so before you charge this controller's battery pack is obviously a non-serviceable battery pack. When you charge this, make sure to shut off your RGBs. It's 5 seconds. It does not take that big. It's not that big of an issue. It does not take that long. Shut them off and then charge your controller. If you do not shut them off before you charge your controller, you will break your battery pack. You will have, and instead of a wireless PS4 controller like this one, obviously it is still on. My PlayStation's on back there. If you do not shut off your RGBs to charge this controller, oh, my remapping is on too. If you do not shut off your RGBs to charge this controller, what it's doing is it is discharging your battery while it is trying to charge your battery. In turn, it deadens the cells in the battery. So it makes your wireless controller a wired controller because it will not hold a charge after you. And I found that out the hard way. I actually had to change the battery pack in this one because I did leave it on because I thought it was so cool. I left it on while it was charging, and it charged for almost 3 days because I gotten busy. Anyway, like I said, turn off your RGBs before you charge your controller. Now the Remap kit on this one and on this one are the same. Obviously mine's got a 4-button Remap and this has got a 2-button with trigger stop. I do offer the 2-button with trigger stop on this one. Now to enter Remap, this one has a touch sensor right here, and the light will be visible in one of these 2 holes. I'm not sure. It'll be the bottom little circle, that right there, and it'll light up blue, just like this one was a second ago. Boom. You hold it for 5 seconds. It turns it into mapping. Boom. There it is. So I have this particular button right here mapped to my X button. Okay. So you can see Now this will flash red 3 times to show that I have deprogrammed the button. So there and there at the same time. Boom. Now it will, your mod or your remap pack will not work at all in map and while it's in mapping. I have accidentally turned this on mid-game and I got pooped on pretty bad. Anyway, so now let me do this so you can see my PlayStation back there. My X button. Alright. So I've got this one to circle, and this one was X. So I'm going to hit X so you can see it. Boom. Okay. This one is circle. My hand is off the controller. Boom. See? Alright. So now I'm going to turn map mode back on. I'm going to remap X to here. So just hit this, your whatever button you want to program to it, and the paddle that you want to program it to at the same time. So it'll flash blue 3 times. Let me jump out of that because it's good and it's put me in a match. Put my finger on the sensor. It shuts off. Now that sensor can be deleted, and there's another way to enter mapping mode. So let me show you functionality. I'm going to hit circle. I'm going to hit X. I have these to map to my right trigger, left trigger. Anyway, so another way to enter mapping mode, which you can tell by the little blue light here, that will be R1, L1, X, and down. Five seconds, and it's on. Give me just a sec. Oh, apologize. One of my kids came in and needed something. Anyway, so it's in mapping mode. I'm gonna do the same. Let me back out of that real quick. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna unmap X. Oops. Unmap X from that paddle. Unmapped. Red 3 times. So you can turn it on and off however you want. Obviously, I turned it on with the button method, turned it off with a sensor. Now, if you can see, it's not starting a match. It's not going into the menu. And it's the same with an Xbox controller. I just don't have an Xbox here right now. My buddy's actually, my partner, will be coming before too long, bringing his Xbox so I can do a full functions test. So yeah, I also offer a hair trigger set. So my partner just texted me. It was kind of funny. Anyway, so what was I gonna say? Okay, so I can do faceplates. Change the color of this faceplate. I can do a carbon fiber faceplate if I wanted to. This controller has a aftermarket faceplate. He chose this. It was his idea. He chose the color of the back plate. I could have gotten him a carbon fiber one as well. And I put it right right back into mapping mode. Take that back off. Turn that back off. Okay. And these remap kits, they can be mapped to any button, obviously on the Xbox, other than the home button and the two small buttons in the center. I believe. Like I said, I don't have an Xbox, so I've not tried to map it to those two buttons, but I don't think it works. I don't think you can map it to that. This one, if you want a solderless install set, which is what this one has, you do not have the capability of mapping R3 L3 or the touchpad. You solder it, you can do R3 L3 and the touchpad. But yeah, so what? Oh yeah. There you go. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much the rundown of what I've been doing. Why I've not been on so much. I did sell my Camaro. My Camaro is gone. So if you guys have been following me for a while, you won't see me work on the Camaro. I still have the 5.3 motor that I was building for that, but I guess I'm going to build it and put it in my truck with a 6L80. That's obviously not the point of this video. This video is to show you some of the controller functions that I've got going on, and I'll let you guys know that I will be building these for customers. If you guys are interested, please visit Mel's Custom Controllers with an apostrophe after the two L's on Mel's Custom Controllers on Facebook. That is my business page. Me and Birch Video 573 are the ones that are taking care of this. We are the ones that are building these controllers. So if you want to see more content like this, please like, subscribe, hit the little bell notification thing down in the bottom. That way, when I upload, new controllers and stuff of that nature, you guys get to see it firsthand. Sounds like my kids are tearing my house down, so I'm gonna have to cut this a little short. Please like, share, subscribe, and visit Mel's Custom Controllers on Facebook and support us and let us build you a controller.